I've talked a lot about how the voice, tone, and language of the new Whole30 has really evolved a lot over the last 9 years. Instead of the tough love, challenging, rigid Melissa that you got in some of my older books, the this is not hard Melissa, now you're getting a more empathetic Melissa, more supportive and welcoming and inclusive. And I really love that about this new book, and I like that about myself, to be honest. But there are some of you Whole30 purists that are wondering if this new language is going to be too soft. I understand that concern, especially if the tough love language in some of the older books really resonated with you the way that it resonated with me. Here's the thing, if the old tough love language, the this is not hard, still clicks with you today, if you're able to use that to motivate yourself in a healthy way, not a punishing way, you get to keep it. That language is always available to you. You can always go back and reference it and use it to motivate yourself, inspire yourself, and remind yourself that you have done hard things and you can do this hard thing too. But for a lot of people, that language is what turned you off to doing the Whole30. You wanted to change your life with the Whole30. You were excited about discovering the foods that work best for you and resetting your health and emotional relationship with food and your body, but then you got to the tough love language and you thought, this is not for me. It wasn't supportive enough. It wasn't empathetic enough. It wasn't understanding enough for you. And that's a real shame because I want as many people as possible who want to change their lives with the Whole30 to feel empowered to do that. This new language in the new Whole30 accomplishes just that. It acknowledges that the program is hard in so many ways, and it provides you with actionable, practical, realistic support to get through all of those hard parts. And yes, the Whole30 is still hard. It will always be hard. Giving up the foods that you love for 30 straight days is hard. Navigating peer pressure and social pressures, sticking to your commitment around stress and travel and kids and work, all of that is hard, and that hasn't changed. But if this new version of the Whole30 welcomes even more people into the life-changing benefits that you've already achieved, that's a really good thing. And if the tough love language that I used to use and that used to resonate with you no longer does, if you've evolved along with me and you're now more graceful with yourself and more compassionate with yourself and more understanding and empathetic, I think this new language is going to be right for you too. All of that to say, there's language in the Whole30 for everybody. And if you still need that tough love approach, I can still dish it out. Come find me on Instagram. But if that language turned you off to the Whole30 so many years ago and made you think maybe the program wasn't for you, come back. Come back to the new Whole30 and find the most welcoming, inclusive, supportive Whole30 yet.